I do like my smile. One thing I will tell you is that I, for the longest time, always thought that I was an ugly person. And that's mainly because I got teased relentlessly and made fun of pretty much all my life before adulthood. I was that stereotypical weird geek that was always the last to be picked in gym class, or whenever we would go on school trips and we had to divide into groups, I would never be picked. In reality, there was nothing wrong with me, but I had that Asperger's social awkwardness where there's that social disconnect and I'm clearly not like everyone else and I stuck out. You know, you add to the fact that I was like very lanky, like very thin, like bony, not like emaciated, but just thin. I was extremely clumsy, which, while it's not like a part of the diagnostic criteria for having Asperger's, it is very common for someone with Asperger's to be very clumsy for some reason. And then I was like the smartest person in class. You know, I'm a two percenter IQ wise, which I don't find that impressive because there's a lot of two percenters. I would, if I was a one percenter, I would probably be bragging about it, but I never, you know, but two percenter, whatever. You add all that together, and I always got made fun of. Looking back at it now, I don't think I was ugly, but I was treated as if I was, so I thought I was. The boys in the class made it clear that I was not attractive, and I put my value in the eyes of other people. So by the time I got to high school, I was really affected and I was bullied really badly, like horrifically bullied by different groups of people. I actually literally would get bullied all day. I went to a private school and there was a van that would come and pick people up. It was a service you paid for through the school. So I would be bullied by one group of kids on the van all the way to school, which would be hours. And then I'd get bullied all day in school by a different group of girls. And then I would be bullied on the way home. So I was like pretty much being bullied like 11 hours a day. Not good for the psyche at all. And guys would treat me like shit. I distinctly remember one time when I was in grammar school, I was either in the 4th grade or the 5th grade. And I distinctly remember a conversation that two boys had about me. And I even remember their names. One was Romero and another one was Terrence. They were right next to me in class. Like, there was no way that they didn't think I heard them because they weren't even whispering. They were right there. But I don't think they cared. One of them said, "Oh, Joy is so weird." And then another one said, "Joy's a freaking alien." It was so hurtful because I'm like, well, what did I do wrong? What did I do? I didn't understand why, like, what was so different about me that I had to be teased all the time. And the more I tried to fit in, the more I stood out. I would constantly be asked, "Why are you so skinny?" Like I did something wrong. And just so you understand, I was not abnormally skinny. You know what the word lanky means, and I'm sure you've seen plenty of people that are lanky. That's what I was. I was not skin and bones. And to put it out there was no adult human being that thought there was anything wrong with me. Because if I actually was unnaturally thin, somebody would have said something. One of the teachers would have said something, but no, I was just lanky. And to be honest, if I wasn't a weirdo, probably nobody would have ever said anything about my weight. When you stand out for whatever reason, people will, pick out anything about you. And that did a lot for me because I was messed up in the head for years. Not only did I think I was ugly, but I was obsessed with gaining weight, like obsessed to the point where I probably had like dysmorphia or something. It was really bad. Instead of checking in with myself and saying there's nothing wrong with you, they're just assholes, actually would see skin and bones when I looked in the mirror, because I'm like, well, all these kids are saying this, so obviously there must be something wrong with my body. And I used to cry because I'm like, why can't I just gain weight? Because I was younger, I didn't realize that everybody's body type is different anyway. So I'm thinking if I eat enough, I'll get this beautiful curvy body, but it doesn't work that way. Not everybody has an hourglass shape. I wasn't the kind of girl that guys would look at. And I'm still not. It's like a lot of people don't take me seriously. And it's not just because of the way I dress or because I dye my hair different colors. It didn't matter what I look like. It's just my aura, I guess. Guys would talk crap about me and, say all these horrible things. People I didn't even know. I couldn't, it was just so ridiculous. The hilarious thing is I'm demisexual, and I've probably been demisexual my entire life. Of course, being in an abusive relationship and being sexually assaulted kind of exacerbated the demisexual to the point where I'm almost asexual, because I don't even like being touched at this point. Because it's normal for you to have a crush on someone or to be attracted to people, I would be upset because guys weren't attracted to me. It didn't matter if I wasn't attracted to them. I'm like, something's wrong with me because guys don't say that I'm cute. Guys don't have crushes on me. Why can't I look like her? I would cry all the time because I'm like, why do I have to look like this? It's not fair. It was just too much. It was too much. It's bad enough that, that I'm apparently way too skinny. I'm a geek, like top of the top, creme la creme geek. Everyone thinks I'm weird. People used to call me crazy all the time, like Crazy Joy, which now you obviously can see how freaking problematic it is to ever use that word to describe anyone. But it hurt the crap out of me. It hurt so bad. And the sad part is I didn't even do anything or behave in a way that you can even qualify as crazy. I didn't even do anything that really showed that I had a mental illness, because what I would identify as symptoms of bipolar didn't seriously spike until I became a teenager. There were little things that affected me as a child, but it was just because of that social disconnect. I just didn't understand. It made me stand out. So I had no self-esteem. I was the weirdo that guys saw as vulnerable, and she'll probably let me F her because she probably has low self-esteem. But I wasn't the girl that guys wanted to be seen holding hands with. Or there was never a time in my life that I saw myself as attractive. I still don't see myself as attractive now. I just don't think I'm ugly. But all my life I saw myself as ugly. I understood and accepted the fact that there are some human beings on this planet that are going to see me as attractive, because that's how the world works. You're going to see certain people as attractive. I've never looked in the mirror and said, hey, look at that. I always saw myself as ugly. Like I said, even though I may not have been attracted to other people because I'm demi, so I have to have that bond, I still wanted people to see me as pretty, because it meant so much to me for people to see me as pretty. All this to just say I like my smile. But so let's go back to the smile thing. I don't know where I was going, but I think I had to let that all out. When I look at myself, I'm neutral, and that's not a bad thing. I don't see myself as beautiful, but I don't see myself as ugly. I just see myself, which is perfectly fine. I'm not trying to date myself, so I see myself as me, as myself, which is awesome. But I don't necessarily see an attractiveness. But, if someone pointed a gun to my head and said, when do you see yourself as attractive? It's when I feel good. It's when I am doing what I want to do. If someone came down and said, you can't wear your septum piercing anymore, you can't have your lobe stretch, how dare you have short hair? If I was forced to change everything and not be able to express myself and see what I want to see when I look in the mirror, then yes, I would feel ugly. As far as feeling ugly or feeling pretty, no, I'm just me. Because beauty's in the eye of the beholder, so there's really no such thing. There's no way to scientifically prove that I'm beautiful or that I'm ugly. It's all an opinion, and in my opinion, I'm just who I am. But the smile thing, back to the smile thing, I like my smile. And the reason why I like my smile is I found that, and this is not just with me, this is with almost everyone. The smile changes everything. Sometimes I'm walking around, I'm in my own world. I can look angry when I'm not because I'm just deep in thought. I notice that, let's say someone just happens to be looking my direction. Maybe we meet, our eyes meet. If you're walking down the street or we're in Walmart and we happen to make contact, 9 times out of 10, I'll say hello or how are you? Because if we're going to make eye contact, I may as well say hi. And I usually smile. And I found that a lot of times something changes in that person. They're like, oh, well, if she's going to smile, I'm going to smile too. My smile changes everything. And it's the same thing with everyone else. When people smile, it's like their whole face opens up and brightens up. And it does do something to you when you see people smile and they're smiling at you. And I noticed that with me, how my smile affects other people. And I love my smile for that reason. And even I notice when I look at pictures of myself, I look completely different when it's a picture of me smiling as opposed to a picture of me if I'm straight-faced. So I really do like my smile.